I'll tell you what we're doing. We're doing this look that Hung did on Selena. A lot of y'all requested it. And guess what? It's actually going to be pretty simple. It's going to be pretty simple. So we're going to deal with the frazzly hair later. We're not there. This is not a hair page, but we'll do something. Beside the point, we are going to be using cool tones today. And no matter your skin tone, I cannot stress this enough, using a white eyeshadow base to make sure that your eyeshadow shows up the exact color that it is in the pan, it's crucial. Because remember, even if you have a deeper skin tone, this is going to be completely covered with the eyeshadow. So we don't have to look at this like we look at foundation, concealer, and corrector. This is more of an artistic moment. And I've done demonstrations where I'll use an eyeshadow base that's a little bit warmer and how it can change the tones of cool tones. So whenever I'm using cool tones, or I just want that eyeshadow to be extremely true, that's when I use white eyeshadow base. So we're gonna start with this color right here. And this is the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette. I love this palette. Just take a gander. This was when ColourPop was ColourPop. I loved ColourPop. So we have that product on one side. Let me smooth this out. I'm filming a video while I'm doing this, so that's why we have two eyes. Product side towards the ceiling, and just start to push that into the socket. We do want to keep the lid as clean as possible. It doesn't have to be super tidy and perfect, but we want to put a lighter color there later, and I don't really want to have to carve the crease. So this gives us a lot more tidiness. Notice, look at that. So nice, right? Just by one simple little step. Picking up some more of that shade, I'm going to finish this side. Bring it over this way. I'm sure by now, well, some of you might not know that we are all about trusting the process. We have to look feral before we look fabulous. So now I know I'm laughing. I know it looks absolutely terrifying, but it's actually going to be really easy, the technique I'm about to show you. Let's just wipe our brush off here on Sheila. Sheila's just a towel, and we know we don't like to call her just a towel. She's so much more to us than just a towel, but it's not microfiber and it's not wet. The bristles just don't absorb product the way some brushes might. So I'm just going to take the side of the brush now. We're going to smooth this. I swear there's a method to my madness. Well, most of the time. Well, there is in makeup. Most everything else in my madness, there is not a method. But there's a method to my makeup madness. So now we're going to grab this shade right here. And let's make sure it is not setting any creases. That's going to go on our lid. And I still have some more, so much more I want to show you. And it's actually so easy. Let's go ahead and put that there. And then we'll take it even all the way across here. And grab some more of this color. That was, when I say this color, this one we started with. And of course, we're not worried about anything like that. I'm going to show you how to clean all of that up. So I wanted to transition that first shade we laid down, so I grabbed just a smidgy. Y'all need to know what a smidgy is. That's a smidgy. And then I just tap that on top of that first shade and a little bit above. We're still going to bring this back to, I guess, a little bit more wearable because we still have to put our foundation on top of all of this. I know, it's wild. But it just makes it look so creamy and so pretty. And if you have textured lids, putting your foundation or your concealer on top of eyeshadow, chef's kiss. I can't wait to show you, but we're not there yet. So I think I'll brighten up the lids just a little bit more. We can go back over it in a second with powder foundation if we need to, but I feel like the lids are pretty bright. So I'm grabbing this shade, not the white, but this one, the more bone colored one. Pressing that onto the lids. And then look at this. If you want to get a little bit more of a cut crease situation, let's grab an E27 in the same exact shade. And watch this. Just do really small motions, kind of press it. Look at how clean that looks. Makeup just makes me smile. So I can't tell if Selena has a little bit of shimmer on top of her smoked out liner. I think we might do that, but just a tiny amount. But I'm gonna use this liner that we used yesterday because it is so black. Look how nice that is. And then the sharpener just stole our hearts. Isn't that fun? I'm gonna show it to you right now. Let me finish using it. I'm too excited. Ooh, look at how black that is. We are gonna smoke this out. But let's make sure we have it really nice and wiggled into our lashes. That should do it, but watch this. Okay, so you see it there? Okay, so then we shut it and then we just sharpen it a couple times. Then we open it back up. I love this liner so much. So this palette actually has a really nice black eyeshadow in it. Let me wipe this off. It has a little bit of the white in it still. There we go. Grab it right in the center of our E27 brush and just start to tap about. I'm trying to set this down. I have this really bad habit of holding the palette and then being all squinched up. So I'm trying to set it down. I'm grabbing more of the black eyeshadow and we'll just continue to tap and smudge this. This is what makes it so easy. Because we don't have to do a perfect wing liner. Just kind of use this side, smudge it out a little bit more, just till it's nice and even. I'll just let this play out. It's got to get comfortable. I'll sit here and make myself so uncomfortable for no reason. There we go. I'm also picking up a very small amount of the black eyeshadow. So now let's take some micellar water. Just honestly the tiniest drop. That jug is gonna last me forever. Grab that on our C30 and we'll start to really clean this up. And then I'm just wiping it on Sheila. Then I added this shade, grabbed it on the side of the brush, and I just tapped that right in the center. I can't tell if that's there. It feels like it is. You could leave this out, but now I feel like it looks really New Year's Eve, and I like that a lot. That's pretty. Let's put on our lash. Selena looks like she has on lashes that are a little bit bigger than what she normally wears, so I think these will be perfect as soon as I squish them. There we go. Squish them down into my lash line. Okay, so what I just did, I'm going to show you. It just transformed it, and now it looks like hers, but on me. Isn't that cool? Also, this side is still absolutely gorgeous, and we could leave it that way, but this is a little bit more intense compared to hers. And it's tricks like these that helps us recreate these looks. And I'm going to show you, but I want you to kind of take that in. That's spot on. So what you're gonna do is you want a fluffy brush. You don't want a dense brush because you don't want a lot of product. So we have the foundation that we're gonna use in just a second. It's on our E29 here, and we're gonna start here. And we're gonna go ahead and take it all the way across. And we're using such a small amount, this is not gonna affect the wear time whatsoever. It's laying just the smallest amount of pigment across this. And it even smooths. I'm using the side of the brush as well. I should have mentioned that. Isn't that fun? So now it's my foundation tone on top of that, and that looks just like hers. I love makeup. I'm actually using my Kevyn Aucoin foundation again. I loved it. I had it on all day yesterday and it was just, I loved it. Loved my makeup yesterday. So we're gonna use it again. I actually did mix these two shades though, because this one was just a smidgy too light for me. And I feel like this is gonna be absolutely perfect, especially once we add our concealer, which is lighter. Loved it. I'm actually just gonna use a little bit of this. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. Look at how little I'm using. This is a very heavy duty product, but in the best way. And I'm just gonna use that tiny amount. I do need a C31, there's one. And now we'll smooth this out. We're still going to use a concealer, but I wanted to do a little bit of correcting because the concealer I want to use is lighter. And sometimes when your concealer's too light, it kind of just defeats the purpose. So we need a little bit of balance under. And I love how hydrating these are underneath the eye. There we go. We have a little bit extra over here, so I'm just gonna kind of sweep it and then put a little extra over here just so it's nice and even on both sides. So we'll use this to brighten. This one is from Make Beauty. I love this concealer. And then we'll do a little bit of brightening here through the center. Same C31 to work this in. But now we can take this further this way, further out this way. The corrector we don't really need to take all the way over here. But we're using this more as a brightener. So we do like to kind of move this around more. Corrector normally needs to stay right where it's needed to correct. So I wouldn't bring that corrector through here if I didn't need to correct there, but I would bring the brightener there. Basically, concealer can migrate a little more. Corrector does not need to migrate. It is not a bird. So Selena's under eye looks extra bright. I'm not going to do that with powder first. I'm going to do that with something else, and I'm going to show it to you. It's going to be so much fun. We're painting today. Let's just say this isn't just an everyday real quick look. We're getting a little glam here, but that's fun. We're in the mood for some glam. I mean, it's the holidays. New Year's Eve is coming up. Right now I'm actually setting, because I found this in one of my drawers and I wanted to use it again. This is the Laura Mercier pink powder. It's called Rose, I believe. Yes, of course. My name is everywhere. And I'm just pressing this in, of course, with our puff. But before we move on, let's just watch this set. Definitely looks matte too. And I feel like this powder is very matte in a good way, not bad matte. Good matte, not bad matte. But let's watch this because that's satisfying. That's so fun. Powder's fun. We also have to be excited about the precision of the puff here. See how it just goes right around my brows? I always do my brows first. It's one of the things that we needed. So fun. So I don't talk about this under eye brightener a lot because it is a very spicy price, but it's the best. If you like an extra bright under eye, and I'm gonna do it before I do bronzer. I'll show you why in a second. But I just go to town and I just brighten. So this is more of a pinky lavender, so it's gonna be really nice on fair to light skin tones. There are other shades of this though, I will say. But the way that this powder is milled, it's just fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful. Now I do want you to notice that I'm just going to town here. I'm not really working it in perfectly. We're not going to worry about that because we're going to do bronzer and things will happen in a second. But for right now, let's just kind of get this on the face. I'll do a little in the center just to brighten. Trust me on this. Trust me. Absolutely in love with this bronzer. I'm going to grab from the center. And she doesn't look like she's super bronze, but she definitely has a little bit of bronzer going on. So I'm just going to keep grabbing from the center. I'm not going to try to, there you go. I'm not going to try to use anything over here to deepen it. Again, we're just letting this sit. This is not where we're ending. Always trust the process. C40 to work this in. So normally I don't wear these, but I know a lot of you have these. So let me show you how I would wear them. I don't have a lot of powder on here. You can still see a really nice glow. So what I like to do is put some on the back of my hand. That's still going to be quite a bit. And then I'll just take a drop of the foundation, just a little smidgy, because what these are is pure pigment. Okay. There we go. I mean, that's going to give us a nice peachy situation. I'm just going to dot a little bit here. And it honestly doesn't even look like she has on that much blush. If we need to add a dot more of this, we can. But I will say that these are so pigmented, mixing them with your foundation is the key. And because they dry so quickly, there we go. Because they dry so quickly, they need something that slows down that dry time. So let's just work that in with our foundation brush. Perfect, because she doesn't. And then with whatever's left on your puff, just tap right back over to make sure it's set. Easy peasy. Remember, this is still baking in a sense, so that has not been wiped away. We're gonna put shadow underneath here. Let me show you the color that we're using. We're just using, it's called Ghost Town in the palette, just a little bit of that underneath here. And I actually have the lipstick that she's wearing, so I'm excited to see how that looks on me. So now I'm going to take my puff and just push in that excess powder. Still want it really bright. This is going to be different than what we normally do every day. So she's wearing Worthy lipstick, which is what I have on. All right, here. It looks a little bit more orangey on me, just a smidge. And then she also has on Wise lip liner, which I have right here. And I like to do the lipstick first because you can kind of mix that lip liner into your lipstick once your lipstick's on. And that gives you more precision and more blendability. It's pretty. Okay, this is the finished look. This look is really pretty. I feel like this is so pretty for New Year's Eve. Wonder if I have gold hoops. I'm not going downstairs to find gold hoops. Just imagine them. That's gonna be it. We're good. I might go add some highlighter. I actually don't have highlighter on. That's just gonna be skin prep and the beautiful foundation, but I might add it because it's fun, and it's fun to add this one. This is the Rare Beauty one. We shall see what happens, but just know that I love you all so much, and I'm gonna post a little rundown of this look tonight. I haven't posted one like that in a long time. Y'all are the absolute greatest, and I'm excited for the rest of the week. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Maybe we'll do something really classic, very red and gold. Maybe we should do that. We'll see where it ends up. You know how feral we get. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the comments tonight.